I don't know why it's not recording. I know I turned that on automatically, but it's just not doing it. But it is now, so thank you for telling me. Any questions that you guys have? Thank you, Cass, for posting those 3 names in there. No questions? Feel free to interrupt me if you have any. And let's go. So this is course 1, Foundation to Opening Your Spiritual Channels. There will be 4 weeks. The first week is the LowerDanTian. The second week is the Kundalini, also known as the Snow Mountain area. The third week is the Heart Chakra, also known as the Message Center. And the fourth week is the third eye and what's called the Zhu Chao, which is the Intelligence Center. So these are 5 major, what's referred to as foundational energy centers. I started learning about this 12 years ago, was completely clueless, even though I trained with 2 other masters. They didn't talk about these things at all. And this teacher did. And that's one reason why I resonated with him, because he wasn't hiding the wisdom. A lot of the teachers hide the wisdom. Pass it on to one disciple, and then 30 years later, tap your forehead, pass it on to one disciple. That's the ancient way of doing things. This teacher doesn't do that. He shares the wisdom far and wide to help as many people in humanity to wake up. There are 3 core foundational energy centers, which are the first 3 mentioned here: LowerDanTian, Kundalini, Snow Mountain area, and Message Center, Heart Chakra. So these core foundational energy centers are the ones that we recommend you do practice with daily. Third eye, everybody, of course, wants to open their third eye, and it's easy to talk into doing practices for that, but you'll come to understand that if you don't do these first 3, number 4 ain't going to happen. So there are 3 core foundation energy centers, and this is the first of those 3. This is an image here of a front view and a side view showing the black dots, which show you the location of these centers that we're talking about. Now you'll see over here on the left side the words above the red line: third eye at the top, then Message Center, which is also known as your heart chakra, and we'll refer to it as fourth soul house. And the bottom line on the bottom, you'll see the word Kundalini, also known as Snow Mountain area. So if we start from the bottom up, where is that LowerDanTian? Well, it's actually in the center, and it's about 1.5 inches below your belly button and about 2.5 inches inside your body. That's the approximate location of what's called your LowerDanTian. Now, Dan is inner, Tian is center, so it's lower energy center. Okay, that's the translation for it, basically. And so it's not actually in the center of your body, depending on how thick your body is. Your chakra, for example, the second soul house or second chakra, covers this area a bit. But if you're a thick person, then your second chakra would actually be in the center of your body, whereas your LowerDanTian would be a little bit towards the outside of your body, about 2.5 inches from the outside of your body. So they do impact each other, but they are a different energy center. Your Kundalini will go on more into that next week, but you can see it's not in the same location. It's more towards the back part of your body. And then the other ones we'll talk a little bit more about in the future. So what energy center does virtually every Eastern culture cultivate? And now it's moving over to the West. The yogis of the Eastern Indians, what do they cultivate? They cultivate the LowerDanTian. What does Tai Chi cultivate? Think about, what do the Tai Chi people do in the park? You ever see them in the park? They're over there going, ooh, right? What are they doing? Well, they're capturing the life force energy from heaven and Mother Earth, and they're pulling it into their lower abdomen. Have you ever seen the masters will sit there and they'll do this? My first teaching and training that I told you about earlier when I was in Korea, we would do that 1,000 times a day. Yeah. And it's either going to flatten your tummy or it's going to make you oblivious to pain, one of the two. But what it was actually doing was pushing the power into the area. Another methodology we don't do, but that was their methodology. The teacher works with much more powerful choices to capture the life force energy that is literally you're swimming in, and teaches us how to cultivate it, capture it, and enhance it in our lower abdomen. So Tai Chi's been doing this a long, long time. What about karate or any of the martial arts? You'll note that they all focus on the lower abdomen for your grounding, your strength, and so forth. There is even other aspects where people will move the chi. Chi is energy. You'll hear that word consistently. Master Sha talks about at the age of 5. He was at the park. And this is the beginning of his spiritual journey. Actually, age 4 is the beginning, but another story. Age 5, he was at the park, and he was witnessing a Tai Chi master. And he had 3 students, and these students were attacking the master. And the master was going like this, and he would push energy, and the students would fly back without getting near him. They're not even a couple feet near him, and they were flying back. And Master Shah actually showed us this in one of his events. He had students run towards him, and he gently pushed them back. He actually had people standing behind the students, so when they fell back, they didn't hurt themselves. And he showed how that kind of energy works. He trained with this master at the age of 5, and basically graduated at the age of 10, moved on to the Shaolin monks and so forth. But this is the kind of understanding. This kind of chi can be harnessed. It's also the reason why miracle healing occurs, which we'll get into at some point in time when you're ready to hear that. But it's all about harnessing heaven's life force energy that is all around us and bringing it into our body to clear the blockages. And when you clear the blockages, you feel better. And when you clear the blockages, you have a happier, healthier life. And when you clear the blockages, your channels open more because they're not being blocked, and you hear more clearly the information that's always coming in. Next slide. So what is the purpose of building a LowerDanTian? In page 78 of one of his earliest books, it's probably a 15-year-old book. It's built for self-help. Amazing book. It shows over 100 pictures of postures to capture energy and move it through your body in an appropriate way to bring healing to a particular discomfort or imbalance in your body. But he talks about forming a golden dawn. Why do we want to form the golden dawn in our body? Well, the main reason is because, and I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, but bear with me. We are a soul and a physical body. We came from the same source, by whatever name you want to call it. And we're all on the same path in our own way through whatever belief systems and teachings we come across back to that source. So this may resonate with you for 12 weeks and then you're done. It may resonate with you for a lifetime. Great. Whatever works for you, great. We're here to serve you. And at least in what I've come across, the learning is we're trying to create our body to be a light vessel so that we can become fully enlightened and return to the light from which we came. Pretty simple math. So a golden light ball or a Dan Tian is an energy center, and the purpose is to gather the light from Creator, from Mother Earth, and from other sources that bring light. Like, does Jesus give us light? Yes. Does Buddha give us light? Yes. Who else? Lots of beings of light. Archangel Michael, whoever you believe, they can give us light. And if we can capture that light, we can start forming light ball in our body. The greatest masters of old did this 6-8 hours a day. When you see those, cute CGI movies, what are they doing? They're actually, if it wasn't in a movie, the real deal, they're trying to capture the light so that they can return to the source. And so this is the beginning of that process. And we teach you how to form these light balls through the practices. So this LowerDanTian is located 1.5 sun below the navel, 2.5 sun inside the body. That's a Chinese measurement. We're going to keep it simple today. 1.5 inches below the belly button, 2.5 inches inside the body. There is a fist-sized energy center, and it is the postnatal energy center. Fist-sized energy center, it's a postnatal energy center. And what does that mean, postnatal? Post means after, natal means birth. After birth energy center. That must mean that there's an energy center in the body that is before birth. Guess what? That's next week's teachings for the Kundalini. So postnatal means you got to empower it yourself. It's not going to recharge itself. You are a battery cell that has a limited life, is kind of how I've learned to awaken people to what their soul's about and what this energy body is about and what we're here for, okay? You are a soul having a physical experience, but you have a timestamp of when your life will finish. That's up to the source, right? And some people walk around, they're always exhausted. Some people walk around with full of energy. What's the difference? The crud on their field, the negative information on their field, okay? The more positive information, the better you feel. Pretty simple math. And so we want to empower our energy centers because we're going to feel better, and it's going to help clear the blockages. And the postnatal energy center, called the LowerDanTian, we have to fulfill it and refill it consistently if we want to open our spiritual channels and if we want to sustain our life force energy for a much longer period of time, live longer, etc. It's also very closely associated with these things. When it is empowered, because it impacts the space impacts the matter. If you took your body and you put it underneath a microscope, you would see that you are mostly space, 99%, and 1% matter. 1% matter. You are physically 1%. If I went up and I touched you, you'd say, no, I'm solid. Nope, science doesn't agree. Sorry. You are 99% space, 1% matter. Therefore, you are a vibrating vessel that holds the frequency and vibration of your positive information and your not so positive information. And that in the field, in your energy, is either positively or negatively impacting your matter. You got liver cancer, you got back pain, you got good finances, you got good relationships. Is it the positive or negative information in your field creating the health and wellness for you, or is it creating problems for you? When you clear the blockages in your space, which is what? The chakras and the energy centers. When you clear the blockages in your space, you feel better. And it can start healing things that's in its vicinity, like the large intestine. Naturally, your stamina, your vitality will start to increase. You know, there's a lot of people that we see in the Far East that they seem to live forever. 102, 104, 105, they look great. They don't have Alzheimer's, don't have any of those conditions. And they say, oh, it must be the seaweed. Well, it could be. But it also could be that they do a lot of practices for sustaining their vitality centers. Rejuvenation is reversing of age. Rejuvenation is adding longevity to your life. So it is a natural side effect of these practices is rejuvenation. And another natural side effect that a lot of people appreciate is losing weight. Why? How can I lose weight if I put energy in the center? Well, if you think about it from a purely logical physics standpoint, Tao science would state we are all vibrational beings. We're just vibrating. You stick us under light, we're vibrating. Okay, you stick you and me under a microscope, our cells are going space around our cells. I stick this microphone underneath the microscope. It's vibrating. The chair I'm sitting on is vibrating. The screen you're watching me through is vibrating. Very, very small, but it's vibrating. It looks solid to you and me, but it's vibrating. And guess what? You are vibrating. And so, how can we lose weight? Because we're vibrating frequencies. Everything from the beginning of creation to the source is vibrating. Everything. And when you realize that, you can transform it with higher frequency and vibration. If you train with true people that train in the Eastern arts, that train in the gathering of vibrational frequency from source is definitely higher vibration than you and me. So it stands to reason if we capture enough of it and bring it into our bodies, it's going to change our vibration, right? Pretty logical. And so if we can change the vibration of our lower abdomen to a higher frequency and vibration, then the physical matter, which is our fat cells, will also start to align to healthy, balanced frequency and vibration. And naturally, it will purge that which is not of alignment. So opening your spiritual channels has a lot of positive benefits, as you can tell. You guys having fun yet? So how do we do this? We do practices. That's how we do it. We do practices. We'll go into that in just a second. Thinking about what I want to cover next. So in the 20 plus books, some you see behind me, there's 3 foundational teachings that have been in all the books. One is the 4-power technique. We're going to do that next. One is the universal law of universal service. And the other one I might not teach yet. But the first 2 are in direct relationship to what we're doing here today. The greatest wisdom is that if we want to transform any aspect of our life, finances, health, relationship, then the first step is to step into responsibility. Why do I have a great relationship? My finances suck. Why do I have great health, but I can't rub 2 nickels together and I can't seem to find a good relationship? If we can take responsibility for the good stuff, we can also take responsibility for the not so good stuff. If we can recognize that our soul came from source, but in our many thoughts, many words, many actions, they might not all have been like the Dalai Lama. They might not have all been like Jesus. They might have some negativity associated with our thoughts, words, and actions. And accordingly, we could have created some crud in our field. If we can really step into that responsibility, the universal law of universal service will make a lot of sense to you. It says, do a little good service, receive good benefits, receive good virtue. Do a little more good service, receive even more good virtue, good return on your service. Do unconditional service, receive unlimited benefits. So you receive benefit. Sounds pretty common sense. I do good things, I get good things. The other side of this is do a little unpleasant service, receive a little lessons. Do a little more unpleasant service, receive a little bit bigger lessons. Do huge unpleasant service, receive huge lessons. What are the lessons? Financial suffering, health suffering, relationship suffering, you name it. Those are a result of inappropriate thoughts, words, actions by us, and in this teaching, which you don't have to agree with, by our ancestors. So we have made some errors, and our ancestors have made some errors, and they reside in our field. We employ in these wisdoms and teachings every power that we can to raise our frequency and vibration and remove the crud from the field. This includes common sense things like the 4 powers, which is Where we place our hands can help us vibrate that energy. What we think about, mind power, that can help us to focus, to remove the blockages. Sound power, mantra or chanting, we know that sound brings a high vibration frequency that helps. Those are the obvious ones. But there's some not so obvious ones, like the power of forgiveness. Power of forgiveness runs through almost every belief system out there. Jesus says, forgive, turn the other cheek. So do all the other teachings. You can pick up any one of them, and all say the same thing in their own language. Well, we employ the power of forgiveness in a much deeper level than what most people do. Most people's belief systems is very topical. We go much deeper because we recognize that the root cause of the suffering is separation from source, and we may have harmed others in their path. We may have thought some very unpleasant things, been maybe gossiping, right? Or maybe we cheated a little bit, and it was hurt them financially, or whatever it was. And then we wonder why we have financial problems and so forth. And so one of the ways to reverse this, first is responsibility, responsibility, responsibility. The second is doing forgiveness. Very powerful. The other major power and the core of all of Master Sha's teachings is called the soul power. Heal the soul first, and the mind and body follows. Soul power is the reason why this teacher is known worldwide as the most prolific miracle healer on the planet. He is so many New York Times bestselling books, and so many people that have come to these wisdoms, these teachings, and brought great transformation to their lives. Again, maintaining whatever their beliefs are, but bringing great transformation to their life, because everyone has a soul, and he doesn't teach anything other than that. Some of the more advanced wisdoms could sound like they come from Eastern teachings, but give the guy a break. He grew up with those Eastern teachings, and if they make sense and they work, well, I suggest you apply them. Depends on your resonation with them. So the 4-power technique helps us to transform the frequency and vibration of whatever we're working on. If it was neck pain, we could help transform neck pain. If it was bringing power to the lower dantian, it will help with that. It works for everything. Body power. Show you the slides. Body power is where you place your hands, is where the light or healing goes. We'll teach you a technique where to place your hands in a minute. I'll come back to this. Sound power, what you chant is what you become. This is a 1-sentence secret. So in these practices, we chant frequency and vibration mantras. These mantras have been around for thousands of years. They are not talking in tongues. They're not some strange thing. It's simply a sound. Like this here, you see the word Zhou, Z-H-O-U. You know what that actually is? That's the number 9 in Chinese. That's what that is. Why do they chant the number 9? Doesn't sound very spiritual, does it? They chant it because in their wisdoms, it represents the lower part of the body, whereas the number 1 represents the upper part of the body. That's why they use it. And when we chant that, it has a frequency and a vibration that vibrates the lower part of the body. When you practice with it, you'll get that validation. So, wow, that's pretty cool. So we want to apply sound power. We also have music that has been blessed to have a very high frequency and vibration. And if you stick around long enough, you'll hear some of it, and it'll open your heart so much. Like, my goodness, I just feel really good when I play this music. I don't know what it is. It's because just as the Tai Chi master can push away students with captured frequency and vibration, you can also use that same captured frequency and vibration to transmit it into people for healing, or objects or things that can then radiate out that frequency and vibration. This is common sense if you have enough understanding of the ancient traditional powers of the East. But this is not for anybody special. The whole world can access this. It's just a matter of learning how to harness the power that heaven gives us and earth gives us. We're swimming in it. We just need to learn to harness it. So sound power. Mind power is visualizing with golden light. Okay, we're going to capture the light in this practice that I'm leading you towards. We're going to capture the light in our lower abdominal area. And we're going to, with our eyes closed, we're going to see the light gathering, condensing, and gathering. And the more you do this, the more it happens. There is Taoist masters in the ancient mountains of China. Our teacher went to see them, and he sat down with them. And he could see with his third eye that the light ball that this master had been practicing with for 60 years was about the size of a bowling ball. That's pretty big. That's a lot of practice. This is the number one Taoist master in all of China. And to have a light ball as big as a bowling ball was pretty good. That took him 60 years of practicing 8 hours a day. You guys want to do that? Sound like fun? Not to me. We're going to show you some shortcuts to do it a lot faster. Yay for that, because I don't want to sit down for 8 hours a day focusing on gathering light. I'd like a faster path, please. Soul power, number one importance. Soul power is recognizing not only that you have a soul, but that everything in all universes came from where? The one soul, the one source. That means every speck of energy, that means every speck of matter that has not accumulated to form a piece of sand yet has soul. It has source creator in that energy and in that matter, and is sitting up there in the emptiness waiting to be formed. And some of us are formed, but every speck of energy, every speck of matter has source within it. This wisdom would say everything has a soul. So let's move to the next level. Do you have a soul? Yes. Does your dog or cat have a soul? Probably. I'll go with that. Yes. Does a tree have a soul? Maybe. That's a little hard for me to grasp. New information. Might not accept that one. Might accept it. Does a piece of plastic have a soul? No, definitely no. Well, back up a second. Everything is made of energy and matter. Everything has source creator in it, waiting to be put into manifest form. Does everything have the spark of divine in it? Yes. So does everything have soul? This argument would say absolutely. The next one sentence secret, which I just taught you, I'll remind you, heal the soul first, the mind and body follows. Heal and transform the soul blockages on our field, and everything that's impacting it follows. So let's go a little deeper on that. Transform the blockages in our field through the practices. Change it to positive instead of negative. And that which is being impacted by it in our physical world has to transform to match the change that occurred at the level of soul. Because your soul lives forever, you do not. And accordingly, whatever you transform at the level of soul will naturally impact your physical. Just as whatever is sitting on your soul now is impacting your physical. If I add more negativity to it, I'm going to have more negative experiences. If I add more positivity to it, I'm going to have more positive experiences. Heal the soul first, and the mind and body follows. One sentence secret. Change your life. Everything has a soul. That's another one sentence secret. Accept it, not accept it, up to you. Another one sentence secret that changed my life. I told you I met this teacher, Master Sha, went to a one-night event, saw him doing healing miracles, said, oh, that's cool, but I don't get it. Picked up a book. The one behind me, you see in this right here, says Power of Soul. I mentioned it earlier. Opened it up to the very first page, and it said this: the purpose of life is to serve. That's what it said. I was shaking. I was like, oh, finally, after 40 years, I get the answer to the purpose of life. And it felt so pure to me. The purpose of life is to serve. Wow. It's like somebody turned on a 1,000,000-watt light bulb in my heart. And I just couldn't get enough of reading the book. Didn't really care about this guy doing miracle healing on stage. He was pretty cool, but the wisdom is what caught me. The wisdom is what taught me why he does here. I do miracle healing now. Anybody that joins our system can do it. It's not hard to do. I can show you how. That's down the road. Heal the soul first, and the mind and body follows. Everything has a soul, and the purpose of every soul is to serve. What then is soul power? Which is what we're talking about as the 4 powers. Reminder, 4 powers. Body power, where you place your hands is where the healing goes. Sound power, what we chant is what we become. Mind power, what you visualize helps to manifest it. Soul power. Now, what I can explain to you will make a lot more sense. You have a soul. Does your liver have a soul? Does your back have a soul? Does your lower dantian have a soul? Now that you understand what I've explained, you might be much easier to move to a yes. Actually, I do believe everything has a soul. What's the purpose of every soul? You remember, Joan? Do you remember, Sirhan? What's the purpose of every soul? To serve. Is the screen you're watching me through serving you? Is the chair you're sitting on serving you? Is the bed you sleep on serving you? This wisdom would say, because of that service, they are creating positive information in their field. Their field is then vibrating in a higher frequency and vibration, and on the way to becoming a life form that is animate, because they are serving us. Isn't that an interesting perspective? So when we connect to the soul of our lower dantian, and we ask it to serve us, we will have a far superior result. Master Sha, when he first started doing these practices and teachings, heaven told him, because people that align to heaven, they're always meditating, they always receive messages. Heaven told him, teach soul power only. Don't use your power yet, just teach soul power. He had power. He could do qigong and tai chi. He had that ability. They said, just teach people to put their hands, do the 4 powers. That was it. Teach people to have sore knees, teach them to talk to their knees and say, I love my knees. Teach them to put their hands in a certain position to move the chi so that the stagnant energy in the knee goes away, and they talk positively to their knee. People were reversing cancer doing this. So soul power is still used today, and we expand it. And we do it by what's calling say hello. Say hello to my lower dantian. The example, dear my lower dantian. The first time I've talked to you. But, I just discovered today you're here, and I'm very excited. I really want to connect with you so you can boost my power. Bring me some healing. Help me to open my spiritual channels. I'm so grateful for you. Please forgive me for not doing my homework earlier in life and learning more about you. But I'm really happy, and you have the power to boost my immunity and boost my power and help me to open my spiritual channels. Please do a good job. It's like talking to your friend, right? That's what soul power is. You're talking to the souls of your body. This is what Master Sha taught people with sore knees, and 10 minutes later, their knee pain would be gone. They'd be scratching their head going, how is this possible? Because everything has a soul. What's the purpose of every soul? To serve. If you have a sore back and you start giving love to your back, really giving love to your back, not just hocus pocus affirmations, your back's going to go, oh my God, this person's been saying, I have a bad back for 20 years. Of course, you've been saying I have a bad back. I'm going to agree with you. What kind of message is that? You start giving love to your back, it's going to be a much higher probability it's going to serve you. What's the purpose of every soul? To serve. Would a soul want to serve if you said, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck? If you told that to your kid, are they going to want to serve you? Same thing with the souls in your body. Very high level wisdom, but most of us don't realize that the highest wisdom is the simplest wisdom. This technique, this 4 powers, 20 years this has been in his books, never changed, always works because it works. This is what's called the inner souls. Outer souls are the souls outside of us. Is God an outer soul? You betcha. Number 1. What else? What about God, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Vishnu? Are they outer souls? Yes. What about angels, healing angels, and archangels? Yes. What about Mother Earth? Is she an outer soul? Yes. What is the purpose of every soul? To serve. Did Jesus serve? Yes, he served very well, thank you. He's still serving. What about Buddha? Did Buddha serve? Yes, Buddha's an amazing servant. How did they get to the stature that they're at? How did they get to become fully enlightened beings? How? How did they get there? Were they sitting on their butt or were they serving? What's the purpose of every soul? How do we reach enlightenment? How do we heal ourselves? The answer is in front of you. What do you want to do with it? When we connect to the outer soul, soul power, we are asking them to serve. Some people say, well, I don't want to ask. I don't want to bother them. They are joyful to come. Joyful to come. Why? Because they know that when they serve, there's a natural side effect. It's built into the universal law of universal service that I described to you 10 minutes ago. Do a little good service, receive a little good virtue, a little good benefit. Do unlimited, unconditional service, receive unlimited and unconditional benefits. It expands their journey. It assists them to be a better servant, more aligned to source. Of course they're going to come when we ask them. So why not ask them? Because that will dramatically improve the frequency and vibration of what we're trying to accomplish here, wouldn't it? Common sense, huh? That's the fourth of the four powers. So now let's go back to body power. Body power is where you place your hands. We're going to do the lower dantian. And you've seen this image. Put out your left hand. Everybody put out your left hand. And then grip your thumb with your right hand. Grip it about 80% power. And then roll your hand over. Roll your hand one over the other. And it'll look just like this. So you're still gripping your thumb. And you drop your thumb, the knuckle of your thumb, into your belly button. Just drop the knuckle of your thumb into your belly button. Now, since we're working with chi, the movement of life force energy, it's not going to work very well if we're leaning up against the couch or the chair or lying flat on the bed. We need to move the chi through our body. So it's best to sit up straight with our feet flat on the floor, because this will naturally improve our connection to earth, which is serving us 100% of the time. Heaven is serving us 100% of the time. And we need to clear the crud so we can receive their blessings. So our shoulders should be relaxed. Our elbows should be relaxed. But we have a little bit of a grip on our thumb. Okay? And our thumb's resting on our belly button, and it's naturally rolled over. Our palm is relaxed, rolled over. And that's about right in front of where your lower abdomen is, your lower dantian, which is what? About 1.5 inches below your belly button, about 2.5 inches inside your body. And it's a fist-sized energy center. Look at how big your fist is. Look down for a minute. See how big your fist is. That's pretty big. That's like a couple inch size ball inside your lower abdomen. It's already there. It's already there. You were born with it. Heaven gave you chakras. Heaven gave you all this stuff. You built in with the apparatus. It's there, but it's kind of dormant. We want to activate it and empower it. So we close our eyes and we visualize in this space a golden light ball, maybe not as dense on the outside, kind of maybe a little vague on the outside, but a little more dense in the center. Pay attention to what direction it may be moving. Maybe it's spinning. Maybe it's spinning left or right. Maybe it's spinning from top to bottom or from bottom to top. Pay attention to if it's spinning, if it is, what direction, and pay attention to how fast it might be moving. Could be moving very slowly, could be moving a little faster. Just watch it. It's sitting in there. And light, just like the fish swims in the ocean, light is surrounding us 360 degrees. It's not just coming in through our crown or through our feet, through earth, 360 degrees. So start to envision the light coming into this area from 360 degrees, and let us connect and do the soul power. And if this is comfortable, please repeat after me silently. Dear my beloved source, creator, dear all the beloved beings of love and light, Mother Earth, all the angels, healing angels, all the beings of love and light. And you can mention 1 or 2 or 4 or 5, whoever you resonate with. I love you. I deeply love you and appreciate you. I'm so humbled and honored to be able to speak directly with you and offer you my gratitude. You have been serving me for many, many years, and I have been less connected than I really want to be. I apologize for my lack of gratitude for your service to me and my soul journey. Please forgive me for not acknowledging the times you may have even saved my life or kept me from making some big mistakes. I know you were there, and I apologize for not being more grateful. I humbly ask for you to please come. Please bless me, surround me. I ask from my heart for your blessings to develop, grow, boost, build my lower dantian postnatal energy center. I'm so grateful for any blessings you're willing to offer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's talking to the outer souls. Inner souls, repeat after me, if comfortable. Dear the soul of my lower dantian, I love you. I deeply appreciate you. Please forgive me for not communicating with you more often and understanding your power and significance. But I'm very grateful for you, and you have the power to heal yourself, to boost my energy and my stamina, vitality. You have the power to rejuvenate my life. You have the power to gather the light from all the beloved beings of love and light and all the 360 degrees of high frequency and vibration all around me. Do a good job. Do a good job is an order that we can give to anything within our soul, within our body. Honor and respect is always given to the souls outside of us. So now we are ready, and we're going to use the sound power Jo. Jo, Jo, Z-H-O-U, Jo, Jo. And when I chant, I'll chant loud and soft and fast and slow and silently sometimes. And this is to vibrate the cells and the cellular matter, the large and the small cellular matter. This vibrates them at different speeds. And as we chant, flash the light in, gather the light, condense the light. Deep breath in, let us begin. Jo, 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 Jo. 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 See the light. Jo, 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 Jo. 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 Feel the vibration in your lower abdomen. Continue. Jo, 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 Jo. Gather the light. Jo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo. See the light ball spinning, gathering. See the light ball spinning, brighter, brighter, more condensed. Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo. Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo. Jojo, 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 Jo, Jojo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. Condense the light. Jo, 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 Jo. Jo, 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 Jo. jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Silently. Jo, 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 jo. See the light, light, light. Jo, 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 jo. Condense the light, 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 light. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Heaven's blessing you, God's blessing you, Jesus blessing you, Buddha's blessing you, angels blessing you. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Light, light, light. Jo, 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 jo. Condense the light ball. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, jo, jo. Silently low. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Jo, 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 jo. Light out loud. Light. 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 Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. Brighter, 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 brighter. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. Silently. Light, 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 light. Chant silently. Light, 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 light. See the light gathering brighter, brighter. Boost that lower dantian. Expand the light ball. Spread it to your entire lower abdomen. Light, 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 light. Golden light, golden light. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light. Light, 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 light out loud. Light brighter, 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 brighter. Light, flash the light. Light, flash the light. Brighter, condense it. Light, 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 light. Divine light. Divine light. Chant with me. Divine light. Divine light. Gather the divine light. Divine light. Divine light. Divine light. See heaven's golden healing light so thick. Divine light. Divine light. Divine light. Divine light. Divine light. Divine light. Divine light, divine light, divine light, divine, divine light, divine light, divine light, divine, divine light, divine light, divine light, divine light, divine light, divine, divine light, divine light. I will chant in a yin voice. You may chant silently if you wish. Gather the divine light. It's like a golden nectar. This is the most powerful light. Divine light, 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 divine light. And silently pay attention to your body. Do you feel any vibration? Where do you feel it? Any other sensations? If you came in with a physical or emotional discomfort, check in with yourself now. We finish each practice with gratitude. We thank Divine, Tao, and Source. We thank all the beloved beings of love and light that offered their blessings here today. We thank our own soul, heaven's team, guides, angels, and saints. We ask that each time we do this practice, most humbly, we ask for your return. We're extremely grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We invite all souls to respectfully return. Hao, hao, hao is Mandarin Chinese for perfect, complete. Hao. So we can open the line now for any sharing about what this experience was like for you to do this practice. You can share anything you wish to share.
Master Paul, this is Noe and Josie.
Hi, Noe.
It was very powerful. Like it just started, my soul house just started to move on their own. And I definitely felt like the light entering my body. So it was really powerful. Thank you. And just when you started saying, Joe, like your words, there's something. It's just, thank you. Yeah. And Josie, she's like, this is too powerful. She's like knocked out over here.
Thank you, Heaven. Thank you.
Thank you. Love
those
you.
That are new, Noelle referred to me as Master Paul. It's just we're actually trying to wean away from it. People got used to saying it. But basically it's something that says kind of like teacher, right? It's a form of respect. Our teacher grew up in the ancient traditional practices where you honor the teacher. Literally, your teacher at your school, they would call him master or shifu. So it's just an honoring of the teacher. We don't claim to be a master of anything, so don't have any attachments there. I'm just a teacher. Anybody else wish to share about what this experience?
I can share, Master Paul. For me, I felt the energy there, and it's still feeling a little warm in that area, and it feels better because all evening I was having like a slight pain over there, so it feels much stronger when I was doing that chanting. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Diane, question for you. You received your Dao hands about what, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. Have you offered any healings with it and seen any results?
I'm just healing myself right now. Okay. But tomorrow I'll be doing one for my kids and one for my sister.
Yay. Good. Let us know how it goes.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else wish to share at this time what this experience was like for them? Don't be shy. Or any questions you have also. I'll teach you a secret. The best washing machine for our soul crud is virtue. Virtue is basically good karma. The fastest way to get virtue is service. So the people that spoke, heaven opened up their records and spread flowers on their records. Flowers represent virtue. Why? Because in their sharing, other people were benefited. So actually sharing is a form of virtue gathering. So I'll give everybody another opportunity. Would you like to receive some good karma, some virtue to help clear some of the crud on your soul? And the unmute button is in the bottom left corner if you're unable to locate it, or you can type in chat. A lot of shy people here today. Okay.
I have one question though. That that part when you were giving us like to say like the script, are we gonna get that from you? Like so we can use that? Like if we have to do this every day?
That's a fair question, Diane. So everything is recorded, and I will turn on the automatic recording after this class.
Okay.
This is recorded from when I actually started teaching versus when I was explaining more about the foundation of everything. So the recordings are all on a page, and everybody who's here today will receive that recording as well. Because when you came into Zoom, you dropped in your email, so I'll be using that email to send you the recording so you can listen to the practices again. For those who sign up for the 4-week program, which I'm going to explain now, there's a page on our website that's just for you to go and watch the recordings again and again and again. And most of the time, the students just go straight to the practices and just do the practice. Because one of the things that happens is, as a master teacher, as someone that's been doing this 12 years, I have received a lot of light balls. You are learning now how to form a light ball through a 4-power practice. One of the unique things about this individual, Dr. and Master Jigong Sha, is he's able to harness frequency and vibration and put it into objects, books, and things. This is not uncommon necessarily. If you do any homework, it's relatively common. But he can actually put it into what's called a light ball and transmit that light ball to an individual. I would have thought that was kind of woo-woo stuff, 12 years ago, but having witnessed it and now having the ability and authority to transmit them, I'm over the woo-woo stuff. I've been using them for years to heal my health and to help other people. So if you want to know if a pear is sweet, then taste it. If you want to know if that's authentic and real, stick around. It's pretty amazing. And so we actually have these light balls that we can transmit for the Kundalini, for the third eye, for the heart chakra. They're just astounding. Really, it's kind of like saving 60 years of practice, like that Tao master that he went to go meet. You can receive that kind of a light ball instantly instead of having to practice for 60 years. I get for the new people, that's kind of like a head scratcher. That's okay. The more you learn, the more you learn. So these things exist. They're out there. And it's one of the reasons why we as an organization are very well known for assisting people to open their spiritual channels, because those kinds of tools that are made available really transform people's health issues much faster, or their spiritual channels, whatever it is. That's one reason why we can do healing blessings that are relatively profound, because when you bring so much frequency and light to an area that's kind of darkish, you can transform the blockages 1,000 times faster than doing it by yourself. And so this is some of the higher wisdoms that for those that are interested, you will learn more about. Okay, let me go back to finish up where we're at. So next week, we're going to go into the Kundalini, Snow Mountain area. And this is a very important energy center for opening the third eye. It's extremely important for healing and nourishing the lower part of the body. It's in the back part of the body. So sometimes lower back pain is a result of a lot of negative information in that area. And when this is empowered, it can help with things of that nature. It absolutely will empower the kidneys, which in turn empowers the third eye and brain. There are people out there, probably more than you would guess, whose third eye is open, but the ability for them to have strength in their third eye is limited. And what I mean by that is they can only open it so much, or they can get headaches, things like that. And that's because their battery pack to feed and nourish it, which is the Kundalini, is not being fed and nourished properly in the first place. So there's there's a lot of interconnectivity in the spiritual channels and in those spiritual channels abilities to help us open the other aspects that have been dormant. And it's not like that we have to find these and create them. Every one of us have these abilities, light balls, not light balls, excuse me, energy centers, chakras, and channels. We all have them. They're built into our literally our structure. But they're dormant, and they have to be enhanced and given the opportunity to open up. Okay. So where do we finish off at? I am going to drop something into the chat group here. So there are 3 links here in the chat. Chat, you click on the bubble, probably on the bottom of your screen, and you'll be able to see this. And I'm going to open one of these here. Give me a moment. There it is. So the last one I'm putting in, or maybe it's already in there. Let's take a look. See what I put in. Okay, so in the chat, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 links. Go up to the top one, and you'll see 2 in a row. The first one is the Zoom link for today. The second one is the registration for this program. So I'm going to open a page so you can see what I'm going to show you, and show you, if you wanted to register, how to do it and what the honor fee is. So the link that's in there, the second link, takes you to this page, Developing Your Foundation Open Spiritual Channels. This is the fee for the entire 4 days, $95. That's it. Okay. And you don't need to spend more than that, because the next links below that are going to give you something free. It's going to give you $195 of something free, which is really cool. But basically for $95, you can attend all 4 sessions. You get the profound wisdom that you got today, except for each individual energy center, with the practices, and the opportunity to do practice for the entire month of December with the free gift that is in the next link. Okay, so in the next link on the chat, as you go down, you see, oh, actually it's not there. We will have to make that available to you. I'll put that in just a little bit. I'm going to email you all anyway, so I'll speak about it. So, and I will email you this, whether you choose to join today or not. I will send you these free links. Okay, so you have an opportunity to get it in your email. So I'm going to go through these one by one. So we talked about the first 2, basically $95. Guys, honestly, was this worth 25 bucks? Was it? Did you learn something? I think so. I think it's worth, it's priceless, because you learn basically the root cause of suffering and how to fix it. And if that's all you retained, you got a gem, you got a mountain of wisdom. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I tell you, if your soul journey is important to you, stick around. It just gets better. The next 3 classes are basically 25 each, so it's not bad. And we throw in a full smorgasbord of meditation practices. So what is that? We have what's called the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field, which literally is world renowned. It's been creating healing worldwide. But basically, I've said at least 5 times now that a true master can transmit power and transmit it to help people to heal, or put it into books, objects, things. Okay. If you want to know if that's true, then you should take advantage of the free month that I'm going to send you the link for, to join the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field. And you'll discover that it's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll open up a page here so you can see a little bit more about it. Okay. Page is populating. Just take a minute here. Maybe they're transferring it over to the brand new website that they're just about to create. That's okay. We'll just talk without it. Every Tuesday, we do a meditation, every Wednesday, we practice actually Tai Chi. You know, we're doing the round movements, right? But we're actually following the lines on a calligraphy. We'll explain later. Every Thursday, we do what's called liquid and light massage. You just basically, for an hour, you bathe in a field of very, very, very beyond your comprehension, high frequency and vibration. You can meditate in it, you can lie down and receive, and you can actually do what's called active movement with it. And then in the mornings and evenings, if you want to join, we do half-hour practices. Some of the practices are exactly what we're doing now. Sometimes I focus on the Kundalini, sometimes I focus on third eye, sometimes we focus on all the chakras, sometimes we focus on just meditating. It changes every single time, and it's designed to enhance and clear blockages and help you to become a little more informed and basically make you feel better and better and better and better and better. And that's what happens whenever you bring higher frequencies and vibrations into your field. It's like, you know, if I have cold water in my bottle and that's me being sick, and I start pouring hot water in and that's me being healthy, the hot water is going to eventually overcome the cold water. You just got to keep pouring enough of it in. So by coming to these ongoing energy healing practices, you become healthier and healthier. That is normally, you know, like $150 a month, but it's our gift to anyone who wants to come for this entire month. Not just you. We gave away about 150 of these earlier today. So because you're here, this gift will be made available to you as well. And for the $95, you get the next 4 classes. And then after that, you can decide if you want to take the more advanced ones, which are still very, very reasonable. In the second set here, in between the lines, second set is this Power of Heart. This is an introduction. It's 1 p.m. Pacific time. I'm assuming you guys are in the Portland area since you come in from Meetup. And some of you, one's from London, you guys are kind of all over the place. But it's 1 p.m. Pacific time is when that starts. If you can't make it, there's another one a week later on the 11th. And yeah, that link takes you to a landing page. It basically gives you more description and a place to register. It'll show both dates on there. Okay, so if you can't make the one on the 2nd, you can maybe make the one on the 11th. I think that date's correct. And the Power of Heart, I was talking to Dr. Relin. She's a physicist who teaches this. I was talking to her today about it. She says, you know, the main reason people are unable to heal, the main reason people are unable to open their spiritual channels the way they want to, is because they don't know how to open their heart. And she started going into the things she's going to teach. I'm like, my God, that's so profound. So I'm excited about it because I'm going to be learning. That's free. And then the third one you see is called Honoring the Ancestors. This person, Master Francisco Quintero, he is the number 2 person in Master Shah's organization. He's been training with this teacher that taught me everything I've been teaching you for about 20 years. He's one of the nicest people you ever meet. He's very pure, free of ego, only wants to serve, only wants to help people. And the way he delivers information is very loving. It's very kind. It's very authentic. One of the most purest people I've ever met. And he's offering a free evening that night. So we encourage everybody, free, you can't beat the price. And it's basically, it's our way of gathering attention. And if you like what you see, yeah, you do have to pay for some things, but you'll discover that they're well worth it as you become more educated and appreciative of the value of what we're offering. Okay. So please click on those, open the web pages, copy paste them, whatever you got to do. I will send them again with the free healing fields that I was talking about. There's like 3 a week, and then I'll practice. This is a lot. And if you choose to register for that, everything you register for, basically look for the follow-up email because that's where the Zoom links are. All right. Final opportunity for you guys to chat. I don't really like it when everyone's silent. It makes me wonder if it makes me wonder. It'd be nice if you guys would do any form of What's that?
I have a question.
Okay, Noelia.
You know how every center is associated with a great 10 Dec quality?
Yes.
Like the is the 6th, 7th, the Dayuan Man, the greatest enlightenment. So what is your associated with what 10 Dec quality?
You know,
You know,
I've not heard that each center has that quality yet. So that's the first time I've heard that, Noelia.
oh, because typically, you know how when you sing the
Oh,
first
you're talking about
house.
chakras. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about our healing centers around the world. I'm like, no.
No, no, no. Or healing chakras.
Oh,
What
okay, okay, okay.
I don't know why it's left my mind. I knew them, and I'm like, what is Joe?
Yeah, no, Joe is not. Joe is just the vibration for the lower part of the body. It's actually the number 9 in
But you know
Mandarin
that
Chinese.
that one that goes in the back of your spine cord. You know
Yeah,
how you go, hey, hey, hey. First
yeah,
soul house, greatest light. Then
yes.
second one, greatest gratitude, and then
So
it goes around.
yeah. So in the back, it's actually Yuya, Y-O-U, Yuya.
Oh, you yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And
Okay.
is there a great quality? No, huh?
Yeah, there's the energy center at the bottom of the spine, the Hui Lu.
Oh,
There's
okay.
Mingmen acupuncture point. There's one near the top, the Jeju point, but
Mhm.
they're all have different ten da associated with them. But we're not going to go into that now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, there's so much wisdom. I mean, I'm just amazed at what this teacher shares. Just astounding. So I'm only half of the team. The other half, Rulin, people love her a lot more than they love me, and I'm not a bad guy. But she shares so much love, so much heart. She speaks with such great wisdom. Uh, I encourage you to come to the free activities, learn more about what we have to offer. But definitely sign up to open your spiritual channels. I'll be back here next week to go into depth in the Kundalini and tell you all the right ways to open it and some of the mistakes that people make. And then we'll definitely do practices. So we always finish with love you, love you, love you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we ask the souls to respectfully return. So I want to thank you guys for coming, taking time out of your day. Keep an eye out for the email that I'll be sending you. And feel free to contact me directly through the email that I send it to you from. It'll be paul.fletcher@drshaw.com. Keep an eye on your spam. Sometimes it goes into that filter, unfortunately, but that could happen. And if you have Gmail, you know, they got those little tabs right along the top there. Sometimes they just put stuff in those tabs and you never see it. So keep an eye for those too. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure you share it with your friends. I'll be sending you the recording as well. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.